So welcome back to everybody who joins me every Monday night live here. And if you are just joining me tonight, welcome for the very first time. It is fun to see everybody here in the chats. I just chatting amongst each other. I hope you've got your knitting and just settle back for an hour of basically a knit night. I have got the winner of this week's New Start Monday Knits. You guys voted over at Instagram and Facebook. I have got Sock Madness updates, and I did some yarn shopping. Went to a fiber festival on the weekend, so I have some new yarn to show you. So let's start right in with this week's New Start Monday yarn. You guys did a lot of voting. It was really fun to see all of the votes. So what I had posted were these four really gorgeous colors. And this is some of my new yarn that I got on the weekend. I went to the Fiber Forge Festival. Is that the actual name of it? I think at Fiber Forge on Instagram. I'm pretty sure if you search it, it will come up. It is a fairly new show. We were debating this on the way home, if this was the actual first year it had taken place or if they had managed to get one show in before COVID shut everything down. And I'm not entirely sure. But anyways, it was a really wonderful show and we came home with some yarn. But I'll talk a little bit more about the show in a minute. So these were the colors of yarn that I picked out for a stranded colorwork project and a brioche project. I'm hoping that I can get 2 projects out of these 4 colors. I should. So you guys, that was up to you what these colors were going to be. If it was going to be brioche or if it was going to be stranded. I honestly thought the voting would have been a little bit closer than it was. But it was pretty much one-sided throughout Facebook, Instagram stories, Instagram posts. And the winner, pretty much, hands down, like pretty much the whole day, is stranded colorwork or fair isle. So that's what this is going to be turned into. Probably will get cast on later on in the weekend, or well, the week or the weekend. Could be either one, to be honest. It depends how I do with my Sock Madness sock. So this is it. Oh, I'll tell you more about the yarn once I talk about the Fiber Festival, because this is where the yarn came from. So I'm just going to set it aside for a minute and let's talk about Sock Madness. Holy smokes, it is aptly named Sock Madness because it truly is crazy. It is a pretty intense knitting. So let me just think back. When we were chatting last Monday, I think I was just on the heel of sock number 2, and I had until Wednesday to get the second sock finished, get pictures taken, and get it emailed off and get it submitted. And if you have not seen my Instagram and you do not know, I made it through the qualifying round, which I was so beyond happy for. I can't even tell you how excited I was that I actually qualified. So my goal with Sock Madness was, I had said 2 rounds. So I'm counting that as the qualifier in round 1. And I never really thought if I would get through round 1 or just get the socks knit. So let's backtrack to the qualifying socks. Let me just grab them. They're just on the other side of the camera, so I'm just gonna have to sneak around you here. These socks, oh my goodness. I haven't knit complicated pattern socks in a long time, and these were definitely the most patterned socks that I have ever knit. And it was so much fun. I think I liked the challenge, knowing that I had 2 weeks. I knew exactly when the deadline was, and I was down to like the last, well, few hours before when I emailed them off. So it was close, but there is the pair. look at that. They are so fantastic. I absolutely love these. I still don't know if I'm going to wear them or if I'm just going to hang them with the sock blockers and let them be and just be art and just keep them forever and ever and never wear them. That is highly possible. So, yeah. So it was gorgeous. Like this cable pattern. Let me tell you, I can cable without a cable needle in my sleep now. It was so fun. Hi, everybody that's popping in here. So anyways, I finished my sock madness. The qualifying socks I finished. I got qualified and I was absolutely, like I said, I was absolutely thrilled. It made my like year. It's got to, it'll be in the top 5 of the most best moments of the year, I am sure, by far. Just knowing that I qualified made me super, super happy. So now we're on to pair number 2. And this is where my sock madness journey probably will end, and I am okay with that. I haven't even checked to see where my team is at as far as how many people have got their socks finished. I'm sure it is a lot, but I'll show you what I've got so far. This pattern is really fun as well, not near as complicated, so it is a faster knit for sure. There are some like plain rows in it where, so it's not every row is patterned, not like these, not as much as those, as the cabled socks. So there's a little bit of breathing room on these socks. So this one had some beads in it. Oh shoot, and I should come in here prepared with the names of these socks, shouldn't I? Let me see if I can pull this up here. I've got my laptop here sitting here because I thought I might get brave while we're chatting and just look on Ravelry and see what's going on. But I do know, let me show you this sock anyways. So this is sock 1. I'm not quite finished it. My goal with these socks is to try and have the pair done, I was hoping by Friday, but I don't know. Friday will be mark the 1 week mark that the pattern has been out. So I can show you this because I mean there's pictures of these socks all over Instagram if you follow the hashtag Sock Madness 2022, Sock Madness 16. So I think those are the 3 hashtags that are being used, and you can see like amazing socks. But I love these. Like look at the smocking detail around the cuff. There are beads in there, and then we've got this cute little lace pattern, and then the rest of the sock is just a twisted rib all the way. So as simple as it is, you do have to pay attention because once you get down to the bottom of the sole, you have just got plain knits and then you have got twisted. So you've got to pay attention that you're not twisting when you shouldn't and vice versa, right? So you do have to pay a little bit of attention. And I did switch to a little 9-inch circular needle as opposed to my DPNs. I did the other socks on DPNs. I used 5 DPNs for these guys. I used a 2.5. Both of these colors, the Canyon colors, and I used a solid navy, is Patton's Croix. And I went to Patton's Croix again for this one. And this one, the stitch count that you cast on was a little bit different, but because I knew it was a rib, I went down to my usual 2.25 and went to the little 9-inch circular, which I am loving. I did the heel on the circular, and it was great. So I am close to doing the toe. I was so hoping to have the foot done last night, and it didn't happen. And I would have had the sock done, but I was away for the day. Probably not what you're supposed to do when you're in a sock knitting competition, but we had plans with some friends to go to Hamilton to the Fiber Festival. And we had that already planned. And then the Sock Madness pattern came out and I was like, oh, what do I do? And so I just thought, well, you know what? I will knit as much as I can the days beforehand, go and have fun with my friends. And then I knit as much as I could when I came back home, but I was exhausted. I drove there and back, so that and just, I don't know. Anyways, whatever. It is what it is, right? So I'm really liking it. I'm not quite as far as I had hoped, but whatever. I'll catch up or I won't. I don't know. It'll be what it is going to be, right? Like I said, I'm not counting on going through to the next round because I think I'm on a pretty fast team. So for you guys who are new to Sock Madness, I don't know a whole lot more than you do. This is my first year doing it, so it's a good learning experience for me. And our friend Karen, who is in the Fiber Friends group, we were chatting because she's doing Sock Madness as well. And when I told her what team I was on, she's like, "Oh no, Louise." She said, "That is a really fast team." And I'm like, "What? Like, why would they put me on a fast team?" I think they just want to like get rid of me right off the start is what I'm thinking. So anyways, it goes from A to Z, and apparently A is the slowest and Z are the fastest knitters, and I'm on a team that starts with B. So and what I did see that one person on our team had a pair of socks knit a day and a half, less than 48 hours. 24. No. Friday morning. Yes, 24. Yes. So like a day and a half. Doing the math here. A day and a half after the pattern released, she had the pair done. I'm assuming it's a her. So I was like, oh boy, this is not going to bode well for me. But like I said, I'm just kind of looking at this as, kind of just doing, I don't even know if it's a personal best, but if I can get a pair done in a week, I'll be happy. And I will probably be close. So I could look, but I don't even know if I want to look on Ravelry. I don't know if I will or not. It doesn't matter. Maybe I won't. I want to live in denial. I don't want to know that I probably end up being the last person on my team to get my socks done, because that's probably the way it's going to go. But you know what? The Sock Madness, so far this experience, just doing the qualifying round and working on round one, has been so much fun. And I will definitely do it again next year. I think I will have a little different strategy for next year, but it's been great. And just being able to do two of these really fun patterns, it's been worth it, right? And just the community on Ravelry is fantastic. Everybody is super supportive, very helpful. Even though once the actual competition part started, I like the timed speed. We're on our team, it's the first 40 knitters on our team go through to the next round. And so I have been knitting every moment that I have. So I haven't been looking in the Ravelry thread and scanning and chatting back and forth the way some people are, because I just do not have time. I need every 10 or 15 minutes that I have to work on the socks, I need them to knit. Because I do really want to try to get them done, or as close, even if I get them done this weekend. Friday will be a full week since the pattern came out, and I cast on Friday night during our Friday Night Live on the Facebook group. But if I finish them Saturday or Sunday, I will be super, super happy. And and it was just fun to revisit knitting with some beads, the smocking stitch. I had done something similar to that before, so that was really fun to do. It just really broadens your horizons with these patterns, either doing something that you maybe haven't done for a while or maybe haven't done at all, and it's just really fun. So I'm loving it, and we'll definitely do it again next year. And I'm looking forward to when the patterns are released. They'll be released mid-June for sale. So if anybody is watching the progress and you really fall in love with some socks, you can purchase the patterns. So it is a whole lot of fun for sure. And if you are on the fence at all about it, I would say next year sign up and just go for it. I know last year when different people were talking about it in the Fiber Friends group, I was like, oh my gosh, sock competition, speed, I'm like, yeah, no, none of that, none of that. Um, is really made for me. But you know, this year when Karen was talking about it, I think my first reaction was, yeah, no, no, I can't do it, right? Like, there's no point. And then I thought about it, I thought, well, why not? Why not try it? And I am so, so happy that I did. Um, yeah, I'm so happy that I tried, right? Because it has been so fun, just the short time that I'm going to be in it. But there are some other fiber friends that are doing it. Karen and Wendy and Rachel and, oh my goodness, there's somebody, well, oh dear, who else is doing it? There's four people that I knew of for sure. Okay, I'm going to have to think about this. Okay, anyways, we will be cheering them on. So anyway, so fun. So if you're ever on the fence, like I said, next year, I'll be talking about it, I'm sure, next February, because I'm going to sign up as soon. Jen, that's it. That's it. Jen, I knew. Thank you, Amber. I had all four names before I was thinking about it while I was getting my project set up here, and I had all four names. Sorry, Jen, I forgot your name. I'm sorry. But yeah, so we'll have lots of people to cheer on for sure. But I know I have to stop talking about it because I really, truly do like it. And I can just ramble on and on about how much fun it is, because it truly is fun. You do have to watch a little bit though. Well, I know for me, and I don't know what the other ladies' thoughts are on this, but the time, like the competition part, I know kind of the second day into it, it was causing me a little bit of stress, even though I have said right from the beginning, this is the last round that I had intended to knit. So it's not like I want to go through, but just knowing that the clock is ticking does kind of play with your head a little bit. So, yeah, I don't know. So that's just something to think about too. What else can I show you? So sock knitting is all I have done this week. I have not done anything else. I had thought, oh, I could do a couple of rounds on my brioche or just take a little bit of a break from the sock, but no, I have not. It has been sock knitting every single round, um, just because of just feeling that little pressure, right? That, um, if you want to continue on, you don't want to take 20 minutes out of your knitting in case somebody else sneaks in there before you with a finished project, right? So yeah, so no other projects have been worked on at all, but I did buy new yarns. So there was 4 of us that went to Hamilton to this fiber festival, and it was so much fun. Again, it was just great to be able to go out and do things with people, right? We did go to Woolstock in October, and that was amazing because that was the very first yarn show that we had in, like a year and a half. But then things went back, things were like locked down again after Christmas and whatever. So, this was just the first time we've been out again since all that. So it was a lot of fun. And this fiber festival had some different vendors that some of our other regular fiber shows didn't have. So that was really fun, which then kind of sparked a little bit of a debate when we were driving home. It was like, what do you think? What do you guys expect when you go to a fiber festival? Because it was like, I can see it both ways. When you go to a fiber festival, like we've got Woolstock, we've got in Kitchener, we've got the Knitters Fair. I mean, we've got quite a few around. There's one in Barrie, there's one in Kawartha, the Frolic in Toronto. So we have a good number of them around here, but a lot of them have the same vendors, which is kind of nice on one hand because that if you go to Woolstock or you go to Kitchener, that ABC Yarn Company, whichever your favorites, Leo and Roxy, I made up ABC, by the way. I was trying to think of just, but you know, some of your favorite full moon fibers or songbird fibers or Area 51. Not that they were at any of our yarn shops, but or fiber festivals, but if they're a local one for you, right? Are you always interested to go to the fiber festival because you know that they're going to be there year after year? Or would you be more interested to go if they kind of mixed up the vendors and there were some new ones there that you hadn't seen before? That was our big debate. That was our big debate, you know, and I could see it both ways, right? Because sometimes some of these vendors are only online, so it's nice to see things in person and actually see the colors in person. So then you get a good idea of what you want to order online throughout the year. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Anyways, we really enjoyed seeing some new yarn dyers that hadn't been at some of the other shows. So that was a lot of fun. So this is some yarn here that I bought. And this was from a new dyer that I had not ever seen before or heard of. So little red kettlehead. She had some gorgeous yarn. This was some worsted. She didn't have a whole lot of worsted. Most of it was fingering weight, but I was really looking for worsted weight yarn. And I had to do a little looking because most vendors had DK or sock weight. But I did. I kept searching until I could find what I was looking for. Let's see here. Oh, Amber's, I'm going to just kind of look at, excuse me, some comments here. Her Kitchener isn't doing, oh, Kitchener's not happening again? Oh, I thought it was happening. Interesting. So maybe some shows are still kind of on the fence with what's going on, eh? Susie says, we don't have 1 or 2 a year. Oh, so I'd look forward to any that I can attend. Amber says, I don't mind vendors that go year after year, but I also like finding new yarn dyers. I know, right? So I don't know how you can combine the two because I like knowing that some of my favorite vendors are going to be at Kitchener and will stock. And I like knowing they're going to be there because they're the first booths that I go to, right? Because Gaynor Homestead, like their yarn sells out really quick. So it's the first place I want to go grab my yarn. So I don't know. It would be hard if you are organizing a show and trying to get that balance of having the vendors that you always have, plus finding new ones, or I don't know. Maybe that's why I don't organize yarn shows. But anyways, let's see. Oh, okay. Feather your nest. Okay. Well, that is quite possible. I thought I had seen something about, well, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Maybe I will see. Maybe I didn't. So anyways, back to my yarn. I did not go crazy because I did not want to buy a whole ton of yarn, but it is hard when you are there surrounded by all this yarn. So look at this beautiful green color. It is kind of like a grass green, and it is called lime. Maybe it's lime green. Maybe. It's a nice bright. I wanted some brighter colors. Hi, Jocelyn. Something. I wanted to go a little more out of my comfort zone. I didn't want autumn colors. I wanted something a little bit brighter. So we have got lime. This is ruby. Yeah, that's ruby. I think those were the first two I picked up. And then I looked at them and I thought, oh my gosh, that almost looks like Christmas, doesn't it? And I thought, okay, I don't want Christmas really. So then I started picking up other colors and then I added that to it. And I thought, ooh, I really like that. And this is Calypso. Look at that. Then I saw this one and I thought, oh, well, maybe this would look nice in there too. And this one is Coraline. Yes, Coraline. So these are the 4 that I came home with. There was a yellow and there was a darker burnt orange there that I did not get. Kind of wishing I got the yellow. I don't know. We were talking about that too, about yarn, thinking, like what are you going to regret not buying? And that yellow is kind of stuck in my head. I'm thinking, oh, darn it. Yellow probably would have looked really good with this. Maybe I'll do an online order. Who knows? But, oh, what is that? Oh, Susie says the ruby reminds you of, oh, Wizard, blah, blah, blah. Wizard of Oz. Yes, and the ruby slippers. They would make gorgeous Turkish bed socks. Oh my goodness, wouldn't they? Wouldn't they? I will probably have some left over, so who knows, that could happen. So this is 100% merino. So it is nice. It feels really, really nice. And it is just 199 meters, just under 200. Oh my goodness, where is it? I tell you, every time I try to find yardage on ball bands, I always look on the wrong side of the ball band. Every single time. Yeah, 199 meters, 218 yards, 100 grams. And they're suggesting 18 to 20 stitches on a 4.5 to a 5 millimeter. So a nice worsted weight yarn. I cannot wait to cast this on. I'm going to have to wind these by hand because my ball winder still is on order. I checked at Little Red Mitten when I was down there teaching last week, and it still hasn't come in. So I still have to wait for my ball winder. But that's all right. I'm just embracing the winding by hand, just being relaxing, being in the moment, and just enjoying the repetitiveness of just winding the yarn by hand. And I do truly like it. Sometimes I just need that reminder to slow down a little bit and enjoy it. Speaking of Little Red Mitten, I have been teaching. I taught last Tuesday night a Learn to Knit class, class 2 of a Learn to Knit. And I also did a private class this weekend, which was really, really fantastic as well. So those both kind of cut into my sock madness time as well, but teaching I just absolutely love. I just love it when I can help somebody overcome a problem with their knitting. And my private class was a lovely woman who was having some hand problems, was having some arthritis, and she could not knit, and she had not been knitting for months because of the pain that it was causing her. And she desperately wanted to learn to knit continental, but she was struggling just learning with YouTube videos. So I was able to help her out and got her knitting and purling and ribbing, showed her how to do the long tail cast on because she had never done that before. And I think that was a game changer for her when she realized how quickly you could cast on with a long tail. She was just in awe of how quick it was. So hopefully that will be a game changer for her knitting as well. But I cannot tell you how happy it made me that after a couple of hours of knitting and her learning new stitches doing continental, she said she had no pain in her hands. So that just made me really happy. She had a hat pattern all ready to cast on, and she was excited to be able to knit again. So that really made my weekend for sure. So what else do I have to tell you about? Do I have anything? Oh, I did buy a little bit more yarn. Not too much, but a little bit. I have a plan, you guys. I have a plan. I have been stocking up on white yarn because July is coming. I know it's a little ways away yet. We're just one day officially into spring, but July is the Fiber Friends dyeing challenge. So I found some classic wool on sale, you guys. So there was 6 balls of white in a bin, and I bought it all. So that's going to be for a dyeing project sometime this spring or the summer probably. While we were at the show, I came across Rambling Yarns. I think this is a new branding for them. They used to be Link Farms, and there again, I always saw them at Woolstock. So one of the vendors that I would always go to at Woolstock, they were in Hamilton. this past weekend. And I got 2 skeins. This is a DK weight. Like it on here, it says not superwash. And a 3.75 to a 4.5 millimeter needle. 229 meters, 250 yards. It's a 3-ply, 105 grams. Yeah, so there we go, from Link Farms. And so they are like somewhat local. I think they're around Niagara Falls, so a couple hours away from here. And I love their yarn. It is, oh no, I can never say this. How do you say? I want to say Rambouillet. Rambouillet? Rambouillet, one of those. But it's also, I should learn how to say that. Darn, I'll have to ask them next time I see them. But this is really nice yarn. It is probably the softest local yarn that we have here. So this is also called a French merino. And it is, I believe it's a cross between 2 breeds of, it might be merino and Rambouillet, possibly. Anyway, or, doesn't matter. I'm going to research this before. I shouldn't talk about this until I know 100%. But anyways, it is very soft. I mean, if you are sensitive to wool, you probably will still find this to be, itchy, picky a bit, but I don't. I mean, it is pretty soft, right? Like, it is way softer than a Lopi. It's way softer than a Briggs and Little. It is maybe like a classic wool, or maybe even a smidge softer than that. I really, really like it. So I bought 2 of the white skeins because I plan on dyeing this in the next couple of weeks. Again, something bright and springy. I'm thinking maybe even a yellow and a pink is what I'm thinking. So I bought this specifically to dye, and I'm excited to try that. So that was another purchase. And then I bought one more that was kind of a totally random, spur of the moment. You know when yarn talks to you? I walked by this one booth a couple of times and just kind of surveyed the yarn as I was walking by, and it was really, really nice stuff. Because I was looking for yarn for stranded colorwork and, well, and for brioche, but I was looking more for solids and tonals as opposed to variegateds. So I was kind of being picky. This one girl, she had a lot of solids, but no worsted weight, and her sock yarn was fingering weight, but it did not have nylon in it. Not that I saw anyways. But it was really gorgeous colors. But this is the skein that just called my name. Trish actually laughed at me because I had this in my hands and I was like, well, what will I make with it? What, you know, crazy question, right? I'm like, well, what will I do with this? If I take this home, what will I do with this? And I'm like, nope, I don't need it. No, I've got other projects. I don't need it. I hung it back on its little peg, and I took about 3 steps back and I said, nope, I don't need it. And then I like thought for a split second and I turned around and went and grabbed it. And I'm like, yeah, maybe I do. So I just bought it because I just couldn't bear to leave it there. It's gorgeous. So maybe it is very similar in color. So I think this one is, oh my God, they're pretty close. They're really pretty close. I know this one, this Calypso, showing up a little bit brighter, and maybe it is a little bit, but they're pretty close. But this has got little black nubs in it, like a tweed, and it's really, really pretty. And so it is an NSW, non-superwash tweed. 90% US merino wool, 10% NEPS. It's a 3-ply DK light worsted untreated. 210 yards, 192 meters. And it is called Cat's Eye. And so this was from a lovely young woman, Emily C. Gillies, I think is what her last name is. And she was really nice. And we chatted to her for a little bit. And this was actually her very first in-person fiber show. So I thought that was really what I thought, oh, that was kind of the deciding, well, I don't know. Really, let's be honest, I was probably going to buy it anyways, right? But just the fact that this was her very first show, I thought, oh my gosh, we need to support this young girl. So I bought a skein of yarn. And I would probably buy more from her. I really liked her color palette was really nice. Yeah, so I think she's got a good future for dyeing. So I didn't even look her up on Instagram yet, but maybe we should all go and just, I'm sure she probably took some pictures of her booth, you know, go show her some love on Instagram or check out her shop. I'm thinking she said she was on Etsy probably. Anyways, it's nice to support some other new and up and coming dyers, right? So it was a really great day. When we left and it was rainy and just not the nicest day, but when we got down to Hamilton, the rain had quit, which was nice because we had to park a little ways down the street because there was a lot of people there and the parking was full. The parking lot was full. So it took us a little bit to find a parking spot, but thankfully the rain had quit. So when we walked back to the cotton factory, we were not walking in pouring rain. And I wore my sweater, my 2-week sweater. I wore it. It was a little warm inside to wear. It wasn't too bad, but I thought, that's it. I'm going to suffer, you know, fashion over comfort. I'm like, I am wearing this sweater. I love it so much. I am going to wear it. And I got a lot of compliments on it, which was really, really sweet. So anyways, the cotton factory was this amazing building, very, very old. Like I just love the old buildings. The architecture was amazing. The inside was fantastic. They've redone it. There's a co-op working space in part of the floor, which looks amazing. If you were in the Hamilton area, I think it would be a great spot to hold knitting classes or do any kind of events there. It was amazing. So the room was really nice set up. There was lots of space throughout the room. I mean, lots of great vendors, lots of yarn. There was some notions, so there was a few bags, trying to talk Cheryl into maybe she needs to go and vend there because there was not a specific bag maker there. A couple of the vendors had some bags just kind of as a little bit extra. But yeah, it was really fun. We had a great day out. Then we went for lunch, of course, right? Went for lunch, kind of took a little tour through Hamilton to find a restaurant. We found a fantastic bakery, which, you know, we all brought things home. So those were nice treats to have too. So overall, you know, it was just a great day to spend with friends and buy yarn. And by the time we had come out of the show, the sun was shining. It was warm. It felt like spring. It was great. It was great. It was great. So then I came home and I worked on my sock. So it was, you know, it was a fantastic weekend all the way around. So I hope you guys all had a great weekend as well. So that is it for my knitting. My last 2 Monday new starts are cast on, and that is it. So probably next week I will get back to those, and maybe I will have some finished socks. I hope I will have these guys finished. I don't think I talked about the yarn. So this is a Patton's Classic Wool 2 on the sock that I'm knitting this time. And it is the Seaside Colors. Seaside? I think so. Nope. Seashell. When I said seaside, I was thinking that's not enough of a tongue twister. Every time I say seashell, I really have to stop. Although it is a tongue twister for me to say, but I really like the yarn. It is striping. It is a Patton's FX, which I should have known. I guess I didn't read all of the ball band. I wanted it not to be striping. I just wanted it to be kind of a gradient, but it is a striping, and that's okay. Just really, really subtle. You can see the color stripes in there. Oh, Nikki, can I show the label of the Patton's yarn? Yes, let me grab, okay. I have a full ball. This will be a little easier. So Patton's Croy Sock FX. And yeah, seashell. Seashell. I really, really like this. I have 4 balls of it, and it was meant to be just like a large, like a two skein shawl. These are 50-gram balls, so 4 of them is like a 2 skein shawl is what I had planned. And then I thought, no, I think I'm going to make it into socks. So I do really like it. I do like it. I love Croy. I really, truly do love it. So that is it. It has been a great week. I mean, just the excitement of sock madness. Okay, should I look? Okay, you guys, if I start to cry, make me feel better. I have been avoiding Ravelry because I do not want to see that. You know, I like to live in denial, right? I know I'm not a very fast knitter, but I really also don't want to see the reality that um, that everybody is finished but me. That's what, but I guess I could look, right? So you guys can go on, so on Ravelry, it's Sock Madness Forever. So you guys can go on there and, you know, just look. Oh my goodness. Um, in the 2021 finished work thread, there's over 4,000 comments. So obviously those are not all finishes. I think there's about 1,200 people knitting in round 1. Isn't that crazy? And then there are people that are in the cheerleading section, which I'm not entirely sure what that is. Other than they are going to be eligible to get all of the patterns once the competition is done, and they are knitting along right now, but they're not on a team and they're not in the competition, but they're just kind of knitting along and cheerleading the people that are competing. So they're in there as well. Let me see. Oh, there's a lot more stuff in here. Can I even find? Oh, no. Wait a sec, you guys. I clicked on the wrong thing. I'm like, why is this not looking right? Oh. And to think I can figure out a sock pattern. Good heavens. Okay, in the right group now. Let's see, where's the finished? Okay, so Ipomia. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce this one. I should put links down below here so you guys can go find them. Ipomia, this cute little lacy one. There's 178 posts in the finished thread. And so did I tell you there's 26 teams A to Z, and they are all names of composers. So there's Bach, there's Beethoven. There won't be 2 B's. So there's Beethoven. I'm assuming there's probably Mozart. I don't know. Classical music is not my area. I don't even know the name of the one that I'm on. Starts with a V, all that I know. And let me see. Let me find it here, and I will try to pronounce it. Oh, there we are. Oh dear. Vivaldi. Does that ring a bell? Is anybody up on their classical music composers? So let's see. I'm going to click here. So there is a spreadsheet that apparently tells people the number of competitors in their team and how many are going forward through each round. Oh, there we are. So let's see. Feel like I'm gonna need oh, Kim, you know who that is? Okay, I feel actually somebody put a link in our team thread before the sock pattern. Oh, Diane, you do too. They put in a link to one of I'm probably a man, right? His pieces. It was a YouTube clip, and I played it. And I was like, I have heard that. I've heard that. Oh, Kim, Accurate is one. Oh, was one of your favorite composers? Okay, so let's look here. Team V. Oh. Round one. Oh. Team V. Oh, it's half and half, you guys. There's 22 people have finished, and there is still 22 spots available. Well, I don't know. I'm still not holding out too much hope here. But, okay, so 22 and 20. 22 people on my team have finished, and I could make it. See, maybe. Okay, maybe there's a glimmer of hope. Okay, I don't want to get my hope up here. But if we go back to team A, where I had thought I should be, or, you know, closer to the slower end of the spectrum, it looks like they had 40 people on their team to have finished. Anyways, that's okay. Whatever. It's, you know, it is just fun. I don't even, okay. Maybe I shouldn't have looked. I'm just going to keep plugging away because I can only knit what I can knit. So we'll see if I don't even want to get my hopes up on that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I will just keep going. But then there is always the other little problem. Well, not problem, but what makes it, I guess, more of a competition is not only do you have to have it finished, but then there are set requirements that you have to knit to, and then you have to send in specific pictures, and they use like a fine-tooth comb and go over your knitting, and if there are any mistakes, you either fix it or you don't go through. So even if you get it all knit, and if they were to look up here and say, I don't know, something was wrong, then you don't go through. So I don't know, whatever, it'll be whatever it is, right? But I saw Joanne just said, just enjoy. And that's exactly it. I am, right? And I just really feel like I just want to compete against myself and just try to improve. Well, I mean, improve my best time. Well, what is my best time? If I get a pair done, that is improving on all of my sock knitting the whole last year, right? So yeah, I'm just going to enjoy it and have fun. And I just think, you know, this is a pattern that I would probably not have picked to knit for myself because I always just get pretty striped yarn and just do a plain vanilla sock. So this is part of what has just really, really inspired me, is that knowing that I have loved, 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 loved knitting both of these patterns. I mean, I loved this so much. Whereas some people look at that, like I know Cheryl, right? When I showed Cheryl this sock, she was like, oh yeah, no way, not in a million years will I knit that. But I look at it and I'm like, oh yes, I want to give that a try. So that has really been one of the best things about Sock Madness, is just finding my joy in knitting patterns that are a little more intricate than what I have been knitting in the past. And I am not going to stop doing that. I'm going to keep that up for sure. So anyways, you guys, I have yattered on here for like almost an hour, which I guess is not unusual, right? So I hardly any of your comments. I will have to go back and look through them. But oh, Kim is saying music to knit by. You're right. Maybe I should put it on. I'm thinking I'm going to need something with a really fast beat. I just like need to get in my rhythm and just work these twisted rib stitches. And yeah, I think that's what I'm going to work for a few more hours tonight until I cannot see my stitches anymore. And yeah, get this pair done. Get this pair done. And there's certain requirements you have to knit to. So it's not, you don't knit to your foot size. You have to knit to a specific measurement or row count. So that's what I've got to double check. So I think this is going to be too big for my foot, but that's okay. Once you qualify or not qualify, then you can pull them out and make it fit your foot. So I think that's what I'll do. I think I'm just going to find something on Netflix and just kind of settle in and sock knit. And this maybe this will. I mean, now, yeah, if I'm going to work on these socks, this stuff's going to wait. So this will probably be a weekend cast on. Guess we can kind of bend the rules of New Start Monday knits when it's sock madness, right? Oh my gosh, it is just so much fun stuff going on. I did finish, though, one cowl. I think I showed it a couple of weeks ago, right? The Leo and Roxy, the Little Red Mitten wallpaper yarn. I finished that cowl. And so 2 weekends ago when I was away with my mom and my sister-in-law for a girls' weekend away, the cowl matched my sister-in-law's coat perfectly. Angela had a pink coat. My mom had a purpley raspberry colored coat. So I asked her if, my mom first, if she would wear the cowl. And she looked at it. She's like, nope. It was too big. And I know my mom just likes little things that just kind of go around her neck. She doesn't like things that are big and bulky. So the cowl was too big for her. But it matched Angela's pink coat really nice too. So Angela wore it for the weekend, so she just got to take it home. So that was my finish. So I can at least say I did get a finish done for the Fiber Friends monthly challenge, which is around your neck. And then socks start in April. Conveniently, right? So much good stuff going on. I think that is it. Fiber Friends, socks. What are you guys working on? We can chat for another, say, 10 minutes. What are you guys working on? Is anybody else working on socks? Is anybody working on a project for the Fiber Friends challenge, the Around Your Neck? So many patterns have been entered into the Ravelry thread, the Fiber Friends Ravelry thread. Love looking at everybody's finishes. Everybody has had such great projects. So let me see, I'm just going to kind of scroll back here a little bit. Just keep working. You won't know until you're done. That's right. And I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to knit as much as I can on these socks every spare moment that I have. And yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll get my week in here and be done. But you're right, I'm going to enjoy it. It was, yeah, like I said, kind of the second day. The pattern came out Friday morning at 7 a.m. and I couldn't cast on until Friday night. So I cast on during the live, and I thought, okay, that's fine. Most people probably had to work too, you know, it's whatever. But yeah, then the next day it was like, oh, maybe I'm behind, right? Then it started to kind of like get in your head a little bit, and I had to really just be like, no, don't worry, it is just sock knitting. It is just sock knitting. It's nothing to get stressed out about, right? Because I do want it to be fun. It can't be stressful. It needs to be good. Oh, Rebecca. Okay, Rebecca, yes, you had said, Rebecca and Tanya had also said that they were knitting. So, okay, Rebecca, what, you have finished your Sock Madness socks? Oh, to the heel flaps. This is a much faster knit for me than the qualifier. It is, isn't it? The qualifier, as much as I mean, I loved this. Whoa, This was intense. Is the word that I always keep coming up with. Rebecca, that is fantastic. So Rebecca, what team are you on? So you said to the heel flaps. So you are like halfway. That's fantastic. Okay, so we are kind of close then, right? Let me see. Oh, hi, Susanna. Okay, yes. Oh, so back at Rebecca's. Yes. Yes, definitely faster than the qualifier. For sure. Oh, what won the vote? Fair Isle. Stranded did, Nikki. I can't remember. Did you? I think you voted for Stranded, didn't you, Nikki? Stranded did by quite a bit. Brioche got a good number of votes as well, but Stranded or Fair Isle was definitely the hands down winner. So I can't wait to work with all these colors and make them into something very springy. Oh, Nikki said you're currently in the dark. The kids are sleeping next to me. Okay, so I don't want to turn the lights on and wake anybody up, right? Susanna, you finished the cowl that you started at the beginning of March. Fantastic for the Fiber Friends. That's amazing. Oh, Kim, you put the cowls in the Facebook page. Please put them in the Ravelry thread. Okay, I will do that, Kim. Okay, make sure I comment under your post that I did it. If not, remind me later on, okay? Because I haven't been in the Facebook group for the Fiber Friends at all. That's one thing I do kind of miss about the sock knitting, is that it has taken me my focus away from Facebook and Instagram, and I haven't been keeping up with stuff. But I did kind of catch up Thursday night and first thing Friday morning before the pattern came out. I took a little bit of time to try to scroll down and like and comment on people's pictures, but I haven't done that since all weekend. Oh, Team D. Okay. Oh, you're the 2-week team? Okay. Oh, so do you actually have a full 2 weeks to do it? Or is it still so many people will go through? So who is your composer then? I don't know. I think Mozart, Bach, Beethoven. I think those are probably the only ones that I actually know. Maybe I might know somewhere. If somebody said them, I might know. But I don't listen to classical music at all. Well, that's fantastic. So you are doing really well, Rebecca. That's great. We'll have to, next Monday, we'll have to check in again and see where we both are. Nikki, you did vote for Stranded. Hi, Anne. Oh, you hope you're feeling better, Amber. Is Amber not feeling well? Hi, Sam. Did I read your comment? No, I did not, Sam. I missed most of all the comments up until now. Did I ever finish those socks to match the sock project bag? No, I did not. I did not. No, but maybe I will now. I feel like I've just like found my sock knitting joy. I'm just, my mojo, my whatever. I'm just like all about sock knitting now. So hopefully that will just carry on, because did I show you the bag? That's what I have my socks in, is this bag. And so I don't know if you guys saw the episode of the Fiber Friends where I said I was going to try and recreate all of these socks, one pair a month, that sounded totally, whoa, look at those, doable, back in January or December when I said it. But I cast on. I have one cast on, and that's as far as I got. But when I was looking at the bag, I was like, geez, yeah, I need to revisit that idea again, because that would be really fun to make them up, right? Or as close as I could. Ah, yes. Oh, okay. Rebecca's saying, oh boy. How do I even say that, you guys? Good heavens. Dvorak. So is it Dvorak? I don't know. Probably not. Anyways, okay. Never heard of him before. Is your composer. Oh, and 2-week team means that. Oh, we're slow. I'm slow. Why am I not on the 2-week team, Rebecca? We could be knitting together. Usually about 10 to 12 days to fill, but many times up to the last hour. Oh, okay. Well, or we don't. Okay, fill to the next round. Okay. So if you don't get it done, yes, so you've got the 2-week time limit, right? So, well, you were doing great. I know. I was talking and I didn't see any. Usually I don't see any of the first comments at all. So if it's so Sam, type it in again now because I'm going comment by comment now. Oh, Amber, you find the results of your MRI. Oh, next week. Here's hoping. Oh, let's hope there's like no surgery, right? Let's hope. Jen. Oh, okay. You're on team O. Okay, that's slower than me too. Okay, I think the moderators got confused here, right? And I know, and that's what Karen had said to me when I told her I was on Team V. I could almost feel her in the comments, like going, like, "Oh my goodness." She's like, I think they made a mistake, and she's like, maybe you should email them. And I'm like, well, whatever. I mean, because I said I really truly had only planned to knit these pair of socks, and then that I was probably be happy to be done and out of it, right? I'm like, I'm not gonna bother them. I mean, I don't know, whatever, right? I mean, I know where I am, and that's fine. So, but I don't know. Maybe the universe knows that I have untapped sock knitting potential. Maybe that's it, right? Is that not, I know, you can all feel free to laugh out loud, at that. I don't think I have the sock knitting speed to live up to a B team. I don't think that is in me. Um, I don't think it is at all, but that's all right. So Jen, I'm assuming your socks are done, right? Let me see. I think I've lost all of my comments here. So, okay, Jen said she's on team O, and you just started the second sock. Okay, you knit both legs and realized you had made a mistake and had to start over. Oh no. But see, at least you have got the speed. You can recoup from an error like that. That would mean like instant death for me. And to be honest, I'm like scared to really look at this. I mean, I have a couple of times and I think it looks fine, but I don't want to know because I think it would kill my sock knitting mojo. This new love, the joy of I have sock knitting. If I was to look at this and realize I did something wrong, I don't know if I could recover from that. I don't know. I really should look though, shouldn't I? I don't know. I think it looks good. I think it looks good. But those sock moderators, man, they see it all. There's no hiding anything from them. They they are they do their job well. So anyways, okay, well Jen, see at least okay, so have you checked to see how many people are have finished on your team? Team O. So who are you? Team O. Oh, this doesn't tell me. Who was your composer then? Oh. Oh. Okay. So have you looked? Do you know, or do you want me to tell you how many spots are left? Oh, Rebecca, it says if it makes you feel better, you'll be kicked out in round 3. That's right. I think you said every time you've done it for what 2 or 3 years now, and you're always out by then. Well, I know. I mean, I don't know what it would take to get past that, right? You won't be fast enough to finish on time. Okay, most of my team does a lot of knitting on weekends with no knitting during the week. Well, that's, I know, because I started thinking, you know, like if you really want to be a contender, like you can't work, right? I mean, if you like have any attempts of like even being first on your team or something, like you just can't work. So yeah, not real feasible, right? Hi, Wendy, how are you? Let's see. Sam, yes, did Sam ask? You don't understand what they mean on row 8 of the Hitchhiker. Oh, is that the cast off row where you have to cast off a few stitches? Okay, well, um, this is Tuesday. I'll chat with you on Thursday for sure. Oh my goodness, Rebecca. Okay, so Dvoraksa is a Czech composer. Dvoraksa. Okay, so maybe I was kind of close how I pronounced it, right? Okay, so I think I'm back to where I was. Okay, well, Sam, we'll get you going on your hitchhiker, so don't worry. It's easy. It's probably you're just kind of overthinking it, like a lot of us do, right? And we end up thinking things are a little trickier than they are. Oh, Jen, you haven't looked. Okay, then I won't tell you. Let's see. Sam, you're stuck on row 8. Okay, well, we can figure it out, but you'll probably just do what it says. I'm guessing it is the cast off row. Is that what it says? All right, you guys. Well, we have been, ooh, we're like getting close to 10 minutes past over our hour. I know, I just get so excited about the sock knitting that I just, yeah, I just like to talk about it. I should just be knitting it, shouldn't I? Wendy, oh, you're doing good. Still working on your, does that say pickle jar cowl? I love that name. 25 mini skeins. Oh, from Aberdeen Wools. Oh my gosh. 25 mini skeins? That must be glorious. Okay, so I have to go into the Facebook group and I have to post cowls in Ravelry. Okay, that was Kim, right? Kim? Okay, I better do that before I forget. Katie, how are you? Yes, row 8, cast off 5. Oh, with the first being a purl stitch. Yes. 20 grams and 25 skeins. So that'll be nice, Wendy. Thanks, Katie, for looking that up. So Sam, yep, just do as it says. Just go stitch by stitch, cast them off. That's what makes your points. So just do it. You can do it. All right, everybody. Well, I'm going to wrap this up because I've got sock knitting to do. I have sock knitting to do. Yes, and hopefully I don't mess it up. I swear, last night I was knitting with my eyes closed. I was falling asleep. I was knitting and I was so tired. And I remember finishing the round and then I remember looking at it, trying to look to make sure that I had done my rib pattern right. And I was so tired. I just put it down and I fell asleep, I think, with the lights on. And so then this morning, of course, when I picked it up, the first round that I knit, I had to fix a few because I had split some stitches. And I thought, why do I do this? I should have quit knitting, you know, before I was so tired. But it was just like, oh, if I can get one more round done, one more round. Oh my gosh, you guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out and just listening to me ramble on and on about sock knitting. But it truly is fun. I really am enjoying it. So we will see. I will post some pictures in Facebook. I'll post some pictures now, and over the next few days, I'll take a quick pictures and with some updates. And then if I do get them done by Friday or Saturday, then that will give me a little bit of time. I mean, if I was to go through, oh my gosh, okay, I shouldn't even do that. That was assuming that if I go through, I don't know. I'll get them done, and one way or the other, I will have a little bit of time to work on some of my other new starts that have not really got past the cast on stage. So thank you everybody for visiting. This has been so much fun. I always look forward to our Monday night chats and watching you guys vote for the yarns in Instagram and Facebook. It is always a wonderful way to start off a Monday and kick off the brand new week. So have a great knitting week. And for you ladies who are out there knitting sock madness socks, I am sending you good, speedy knitting vibes. No drop stitches, no missed twisted stitches. Anything that can go wrong is not going to go wrong. Just speedy knits and get them finished. All right. So we'll check back here next Monday, and you can update me on your Sock Madness socks, and I will show you where I am. So have a fantastic week, everybody, and I will see you next Monday. Good night.